En el Vinyasa Yoga, el cuerpo y la respiración son el vehículo para acceder al estado más profundo de autoconocimiento y conciencia.
Yoga for me is really a chance to tune out all of the things going on in life outside of the yoga studio and really have a chance for me to reconnect with my breath and honestly give myself some self-love and self-care for an entire hour, which sometimes can be really hard to do with, busy schedules and everyday busy life.
Trying to find that elusive peace of mind, stuck here somehow.
Vinyasa was really the first style of yoga that I came across and practiced, and really just what kind of called to me to teach. I have gotten a ton of benefits from yoga, but the thing that I really connect with it is that it gives you a chance to really connect with your breath and your movement. A lot of times we go through our days, one activity to the next, and we almost forget to breathe sometimes. So it's really nice to actually be guided to breathe.
Thank you for the happiest year of my life. Thank you for the happiest year of my life. You take the words right out of me, but it feels alright.
Jiu-Jitsu can be seen as a martial art, a fighting sport, a self-defense mechanism or practice, or even just a lifestyle.
More than you do, 'cause I need this more than I knew, more than I'd like. I do want you.
My name is Manel. Some people know me as Manu. I am a yoga teacher and also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor. I started training Jiu-Jitsu because one of good friends of mine nowadays, his name is Francis Keller, he came to one of my yoga classes. So he was always convincing me to come to Jiu-Jitsu, although as a yoga teacher, I was very hesitant because I thought I was going to hurt myself and I couldn't hurt myself as a yoga teacher. Then one day he just brought the gi, the kimono, and I went with him, and the first time I trained Jiu-Jitsu, I felt in love with it. To train Jiu-Jitsu as well as yoga, you need the ability to deal with pressure. Okay, so with Jiu-Jitsu, for example, you have a very big and strong person on top of you, and you're in the worst position. You have to stay calm, you have to be able to breathe, to think, and not to overreact. So to stay calm under pressure, I think, is one of the biggest qualities of Jiu-Jitsu and that Jiu-Jitsu brings into our lives as a quality.
Shook the best when your love was gone, storing up on your summer glow. You went in search of someone else, and I hear your ship is coming in.
Treinar com o Manu é diferente pela capacidade física dele, né? Claro, cada pessoa é diferente, mas a capacidade física dele coloca ele já num patamar bem acima do comum, digamos assim. um atleta mais completo, digamos assim, na prática do jiu-jitsu. E é o benefício da yoga, de certeza.
My tears are all we never knew.
A yoga desenvolve essa flexibilidade importante, essa resistência, que são duas valências primordiais no jiu-jitsu. É claro que você consegue se adaptar jiu-jitsu conforme o seu biotipo, né? O que você consegue e não consegue, mas se você for mais flexível, mais resistente, né? Mais forte, o seu jiu-jitsu vai melhorar, você vai ter mais ferramentas, né? Então a yoga traz esses benefícios, o trabalho com a yoga. Com certeza vai elevar o seu jiu-jitsu.
Taught the bride, both our eyes locked to the tide. We went in circles.
I think yoga and BJJ for me are very similar in many, many ways. But I think in yoga we practice breathing very well and correctly, which would always give you a lot of endurance and a capacity to think through moments of pressure in a yoga practice and in jiu-jitsu. And of course, all the physical benefits, flexibility, the ability to recover from certain injuries faster, and having the tools to be able to heal ourselves in a more refined way.
La palabra vinyasa se popularizó en Occidente con la llegada de algunos de los alumnos directos de Patavi Joyce.
Maybe you're lost. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you're lonely. Or you haven't got there yet. You're falling apart.
Sus alumnos llegaron a Estados Unidos y querían hacer más accesibles las prácticas de yoga, más activo, más dinámico. Así que lo que empezaron a hacer es tomar componentes de la Ashtanga y empezaron a modificarlo, a hacer distintas secuencias, a utilizar las posturas en distintos órdenes. Y a eso lo llamaron Vinyasa.
How wonderful you are. So maybe I should show you.
Se popularizó, hizo un boom y empezó a haber distintos estilos y distintas formas de practicar Vinyasa. Power Vinyasa, por ejemplo, es un término que surgió muy fuerte en Estados Unidos y viene a referir a estos movimientos dinámicos con ciertas repeticiones que podrían asemejarse a un movimiento aeróbico, ya sea para repetir el movimiento y pulir el patrón de movimiento o simplemente para que la práctica sea más dinámica, más intensa, más muscular, si se quiere.
You have a halo, but maybe you don't know.
Vinyasa Yoga, solo Vinyasa, va a hacer referencia a grupos de posturas por ahí más clásicos. Posturas invertidas, extensiones, flexiones hacia adelante, torsiones. Hatha Vinyasa, una clase relativamente suave en cuanto a la intensidad, pero el énfasis aún está puesto en cómo es la transición de una postura a la otra. Flow Vinyasa trae más cercano el concepto de Tantra de Spandana. Spandana es el pulso. Expandirse, hacer este Brahmana Kriya, esta acción de la expansión de Brahman, desde el centro hacia afuera. Buscar sentir las expansiones del movimiento, del aire, del cuerpo sutil, de adentro hacia afuera. Y nos lleva a sensibilizar un poco más los sentidos, a estar más presentes en cuanto uno toca la tierra, sentir realmente el contacto con la tierra. Lo mismo cuando uno mueve un brazo en el aire, estar en contacto con ese elemento también.
Tell me I'm going through a phase, 'cause it's just one of those days when grace seems far away.
Hay clases un poco más pasivas como yin, que no tienen el nombre Vinyasa, pero están apuntando a los tejidos más yin, más pasivos del cuerpo. Tejido conectivo, el tendón, el ligamento, la fascia, incluso los huesos. Y para esto, una de las diferencias por ahí más importantes que tiene yin con estos otros estilos es la permanencia en las posturas. De 3 a 5 minutos es lo que normalmente se suele sostener la postura en yin, y en ese tiempo uno atraviesa el trabajo muscular y va un poco más profundo. No hay tanto movimiento, no hay actividad muscular, pero el trabajo se vuelve bastante más restaurativo para el cuerpo.
It's just one of those days when grace is far away. Maybe I'll never change. Tell me I'm
Uno busca una profundidad en la entrada a la postura, la conciencia, sentir mucho más todos los aspectos y sabores que nos presenta el estar estáticos en una postura.
It's just one of those days.
I think the yoga practice in general can complement a lot the surfers.
Anybody finds a flame, you gotta keep it safe and dry.
A surfer, I mean, the first thing is the breath, because a surfer needs to be able to hold their breath for a while. A surfer is also dealing with a lot of pressure, especially in bigger waves, and therefore learning how to breathe and to control the emotions that come out when you are under pressure is super important. João Macedo is somebody I know since I'm surfing, since I'm 7, I don't know, maybe even earlier. João in our days, he surfs gigantic waves, that's all he does. And João uses a lot of meditation, a lot of breathing work, and a lot of the yoga practice to be centered, to be able to prepare himself for the days that he's going into very big waves, and anything can happen in those days. Now we're gonna go into a more dynamic pranayama, which we're gonna focus on a very strong inhale.
Think she likes it.
So is to really, I think João is an amazing athlete that uses a lot the mindset that yoga gives for surfing.
Well, I mean, I think we all know that you can't do one without the other, and connecting them is where you really achieve your highest performances. And so that's the combination. So I'm doing things to prepare my body, so the underwater training, you know, intensifying a bit the gym stuff. But if the mind, and that's where yoga really comes in very strong, if the mind is not, you know, happy and is not relaxed, then it doesn't matter how strong your body is or, you know, how many weights you're lifting, it's not gonna matter at all. So you really have to combine them both and be respectful of equal weights.
I practice what I call precision and flow. Let's say it's a method I created. I've been in many different systems throughout my yoga life, let's say. And my teachers went in one direction, I went in another direction. And because I had so many students, and I listened to my students, I wanted to create a structure for them. So I started creating this method called precision and flow, which are two words that I think are important to have in a practice.
Until the day your thoughts align, slow down with mine.
Being very precise about details, technique, the history of yoga, understanding everything to the detail, but not being rigid in that. Being able to be intuitive, to flow, to understand that the practice is alive, and therefore you have to just to move with it and not get rigid in one very rigid idea. For me, yoga is a lifestyle. I practice yoga not just in my mats. I practice yoga when I think. I practice yoga when I'm dealing with my family, with my baby. I practice yoga when I eat. I practice yoga when I train jiu-jitsu and when I'm inside the water.
But my disguise won't let me be shy, won't let you inside. I know you try.
I think yoga is a very, very ancient practice and a very, very ancient tradition and a very beautiful one. But the most beautiful thing about yoga, it keeps on evolving. And so in our days, yoga is not the same that it was many, many years ago. And so it's a lifestyle that it's a very exquisite tool to live better. And I even could say that it's a very exquisite tool to even learn how to come closer to death, which can be something very stressful for a lot of people. And I think yoga talks so much about that, is how to live better, how to take this nature and life in such a magical way and be able to move on to the next stage in a very relaxed and harmonious way, peaceful way.
So I currently teach a Vinyasa style yoga. So I really like to teach Vinyasa style yoga because there's a lot of variety. You can really, take the same class or lead the same sequence and have a totally different experience every time you take it.
'Cause you know that I'll be there.
I would say my classes are a really nice balance between spiritual and the physical. I always have people, try to tune in to what their thoughts are, what they're feeling, and ultimately, again, connect with their breath to help them and help their body move and support themselves from one pose to the next. I think a yoga instructor should definitely be able to connect with their students and really get a feel for what their students' abilities are, levels are, what they're looking for in a yoga practice, and then work with them and adapt that class to what the clients and what the students really need.
ocean deserts you have made. Their surface breaks. Oh, the birds are falling to the ground. All the trees are growing upside down. We're holding on to something, holding on to someone else's
Vinyasa Yoga, una práctica dinámica que depura el organismo y nos ayuda a adquirir una visión clara, tanto interna como externa.